guys, it's Sarah. So I have a super overdue book haul from Book Outlet. So before I get into the book haul, I have some really exciting news, and that is that I am actually a vlogger friend over at Book Outlet now, and it's super exciting because if you go into Book Outlet, there's like a little tab on the bottom that says vlogger friends. They're just like booktubers, and you like have pictures there, and you click on their picture, and then you can see all the books that they've bought from Book Outlet that are currently in stock on the website, and it's really exciting. So I have my own like little page, and I'm gonna link it down below. So everything that I'm like hauling today is gonna be on my page, as well as other books that I've purchased in the past on Book Outlet that are currently in stock. And I know you might be like, but Sarah, this seems very advertising. How can I trust that they're good, you know? And I aim to be a very open and honest person. Like, I've looked at my account, my name area spot, I don't know what to call it, and it has a bunch of books that I purchased myself like ages ago. They just essentially took my order history from the past like 2.5 years, 3 years that I've been buying from Book Outlet, condensed it and put it on the site, so it's not just like, these books are good, buy them, because I'm telling you to buy them. Like, I actually use Book Outlet a lot, but I'm so excited and pleased and like honored that they liked my content and liked my style of books that I read. But so I'm just gonna get into the actual haul, and I'm so excited for these books. And yes, some of them were originally sent to me, like when they offered me the position of being a vlogger friend, they just like sent me a box of books. They're like, hey, we think you'd be interested in these books. Also, do you want to be a vlogger friend? Here you go for free. And I was like, what? Yes. So the way it worked was that Book Outlet, they sent me some books and then they gave me a gift card to spend, which is like the best. I'm so freaking pumped for this haul. So let's just get into it because I've been ranting for like 5 years. And yeah, I'm so excited. Here we go. So I'm just gonna randomly pick from the pile. And the first book I have here, I am so excited about. It is not a novel. It is a treasury. A treasure, a national treasure, a treasure to my heart. And that is the Disney Princess Comics Treasury. So I am a comic person, hardcore, and I'm really, really obsessed with Disney things. So I saw that they were selling these on Book Outlet, and I had to get it. Like, I had to. So essentially, it's just a bunch of old and new comics all about Disney princesses, and this is like a chunky monkey. Like, how many pages are in here? There's 800 pages of comics in here, and some of them are like from the 90s. Like, here's a Disney princess one that I'm assuming is quite old, like Beauty and the Beast. So many Disney things, like Tangled, just all of them in this thing. I haven't read it yet, but I'm so anticipating this read. Next here we have Madness So Discreet by Mindy McGinnis. I don't know too much about this story because I feel it's like one of those thriller books that you don't want to know too much, but I guess it's like a old school like historical YA book, but the main character is like a crazy person, and so she's in a asylum or she's in some sort of like institution, and we all know that those were just such good places to be in the past and now, but especially in the past they were effed up. I'm excited, and yeah, I've just heard nothing but good things. Like, I've looked at the Goodreads reviews and they're really good, so yay! Next here we have The Legend of Sheba, Rise of a Queen by Tosca Lee. So I recently read Progeny by Tosca Lee, and I do have a video review, and I will link it below if you're interested. But I was obsessed with this book, and I thought the writing was so well thought out and well researched and realistic, and I became a huge fan of Tosca Lee through this book. So now I have another book by her, and I haven't read it yet, obviously. Now, I haven't read any of these books. I actually boxed them up in my closet and hid them. So I'm assuming this book is based on like the Bible story. I don't know, but because Tosca Lee wrote it, I know it's going to be so good. The reviews are amazing. So next I have a book that I am so excited for, and that is Unhooked by Lisa Maxwell. This is obviously a Peter Pan retelling. I'm obsessed with Peter Pan. So essentially this story is about a girl and her little brothers in London. Her mom is crazy. She like sees creatures that aren't there, so everyone's like, oh, my mom is nuts, haha, jokes. But then her and her brothers are kidnapped by these shadowy creatures and taken to Neverland, and she's like, maybe my mom was right. But so, from what I've been told about this book, Neverland in this story is a really dark and twisted place, almost like Wonderland from Alice in Wonderland. Like, it's just like bizarre and weird and creepy and dark. And so like there's these forces of like evil that are like trying to kill them, and they have to like escape and save Neverland, and it just sounds like a really dark Peter Pan retelling, and I'm all about that life. So next here we have The Creeping by Alexandra Sirowy. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that right. I really don't know much about this book, but so apparently this is like a thriller, creepy story where like 11 years in the past, two girls disappear for whatever reason. Only one of them comes back and she doesn't remember what has happened, and then it's like trying to move on from life, trying to be like, I don't know what happened, but my friend is still gone, and it's like small town politics and mystery, and it's blurred by April Genevieve Teholke, who did Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea, and it says that she really liked it, and I'm a big fan of Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea, so it's kind of like, I'm assuming, a modern gothic, creepy, mysterious story with like that small town America feel, but then it's like creepy and weird, and I like it. So I'm hoping this is good, and I really like, I don't know, the visuals of this book. It's very nice. So next here we have Of Metal and Wishes by Sarah Fine. So apparently this story is about a young Chinese girl who helps her dad in his medical clinic that used to be a slaughterhouse, or it's currently a slaughterhouse. I'm a little unsure on the specifics here, but so she is humiliated by someone and she like asks the ghost to do something, and I'm assuming it involves sticking it to the guy who humiliated her, and something happens and the ghost responds and answers her plea. She's like, well shit, ghosts. Judging by the picture on the front, is a historical fantasy story, I'm guessing. From what I've been told though, I'm actually pretty sure that this is a retelling of Phantom of the Opera. I'm excited. I like Phantom of the Opera a lot, so I'm ready for this one. Next here we have A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. This book is making all sorts of waves, and apparently it's just a fantastic mystery story. As obviously, A Study in Charlotte is one of Sherlock Holmes' stories in the Sherlock Holmes saga. But so this story is about Sherlock Holmes's great-granddaughter or something like that. You know, she's like Sherlock's great whatever, and there's also a character named Jamie Watson who's like her sidekick, and they fall sort of in love, kind of. They have a thing, and then there's also a big mystery in it. Apparently it's just a fantastic YA mystery story, obviously based on Sherlock Holmes. It's a Sherlock Holmes retelling, and I'm really excited because I like mystery and I like Sherlock Holmes. So, and I've just heard like really good things about this one. Oh yeah, okay, so I know we were talking about Disneyland earlier, but I saw this on Book Outlet. So I saw this on Book Outlet and I needed it in my life. And that is The Little Man of Disneyland, a little golden book classic. This is a story from the 50s that is just like a reprint. Clearly, it's like this little leprechaun that lives in California named Patrick Bagora. But so essentially, Mickey and everyone, they start building Disneyland, and they make a deal with the leprechaun that they're like, dude, you can chill here, we're just making Disneyland. And fun fact, if you go into Adventureland in Disneyland in California, there's a tree with his little house actually in it. It's like a thing. You can go and see his like the Little Man of Disneyland's house, and it's really cool. So it was like $1 on Book Outlet, so I needed it. You know. Next here I have The Heir and Happily Ever After by Kier Cass, and these are in the Selection series. This is book 4 of the Selection series. This is like the spin-off series of the Selection about the daughter who's a princess who has to find her husband, so it's like The Bachelorette now instead of The Bachelor. And this is Happily Ever After, which is Selection novellas. I've read the first Selection story and I did really like it. So I saw that these were on Book Outlet and I was like, I should have them for my collection because they're nice and hardcover. And because I just want to binge read this series hardcore because it's like such a guilty pleasure story. So next here I have Dark Witch by Nora Roberts. And this book I have been wanting to read for so long. This is like an adult fantasy story, but it has amazing reviews. So essentially the story is about an American lady who, her family is Irish and her grandmother is very Irish and from Ireland. And her grandma's like, yo, you should go to Ireland, we have a family house there. And so she like travels to Ireland and like moves there for like a fresh start, and it's like magic there. So when she gets there, there's like these evil forces at work and she's like good, and there's like battles of good and evil within like normal everyday Ireland. And there's like a love story in there. This is like a very brief overarching synopsis here. But I've heard that it's really good. I've never read Nora Roberts, but I think my mom really likes her. And really great reviews. I really like witch stories, and this is like a magical story with romance and just like cool stuff. So speaking of witches, I also have a witch book here called Witches of America by Alex Marr. And this book is a controversial one. It has terrible reviews everywhere you go, but from what I've been told on the internet, people are really, really offended about it. This is a story about Alex Marr researching paganism in America. So some pagan people believe that the way she did it was unethical and kind of apparently like Eat, Pray, Love, where it's like voyeuristic and just like takes advantage of these people. I don't know. I've heard really polarizing things about this book. Some people say it's really interesting, but I decided why not get it and see what I thought about it. I'm not pagan. In high school, I was like writing a story about paganism and like magic witchy stuff. So I did a lot of research on it. So I feel I do know a bit about it, but so I'm just like really interested to see what is in this story that makes people so like riled up and angry, you know? So lastly here from Book Outlet, I have Horns by Joe Hill, and of course Joe Hill is Stephen King's son's pen name. This became a movie with Daniel Radcliffe. I've heard it's real good. I'm really pumped to read this because some people say that he is a better writer than his dad, which I'm a big a lot of people like Stephen King. I like Stephen King's writing. I feel his older stuff is better for me personally, but apparently this is like Stephen King's older stuff in just like crazy ingenuity weirdness. So, and I know this is like a Book Outlet haul, but I'm just gonna show you quickly some other books that I've acquired in the past like 4 months or whatever since I've done a haul that are really exciting. So Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy just came out, and I pre-ordered it in like August and I promptly forgot about it, and it showed up at my doorstep and I was like, awesome, I forgot. I've already read these stories, but I adored them, so I needed to have them. Next year I have Tales of the Peculiar. I bought this on my birthday because I went and saw Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children on my birthday, and I was like, oh, I was riding that high real hard. This book is illustrated amazingly, and it's just such a pretty addition to my collection because I'm a big fan of Ransom Riggs and his writing. So here, wait, let me find a picture. Stuff like this. It's just like a joy to look at, you know? A real eye pleaser. Okay, and lastly here I got, of course, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Illustrated edition by J.K. Rowling. I have the Philosopher's Stone up here, so I need to rearrange my bookshelves, which I need to do now, to try and fit all the new books in, but when I have kids in the future, I'm gonna read Harry Potter. I'm gonna read these editions of Harry Potter to them. I am obsessed with these editions, and I am glad that they're coming out one at a time, because then it's like you get excited about them every year, and they come out like the week of my birthday every year. So it's just like the perfect, no one actually gave it to me for my birthday. I thought they would, so I didn't buy it when it came out. But so after my birthday and Jaden, I was like, oh, I didn't get it. I went and bought it. But you know, good birthday present idea for the next like 5 birthdays. But yeah, so that was my mishmashy haul video, mostly from Book Outlet, a few other things sprinkled down in. But yeah, so like I said earlier, I'm gonna leave the link down to my Book Outlet like vlogger friend page, where you can see links to all the books that I've bought here today if you want to check them out. And it's super exciting, and I'm just like so gobsmacked that they chose me to be a vlogger friend. And seriously, go check out the other vlogger friends, and you can just like see all the books that they bought, and it's such a good way to like go through and see books you maybe would have missed before, and it's just like, so thank you guys. I'm just like ranting now. I've just been talking at my camera for too long, but thank you guys so much for watching my video. My name is Sarah, and I will see you guys later.